Good evening everybody, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. I hope you're all doing very well this evening. In tonight's review, as you can see, I have a tremendous fragrance right here in front of me. This is the one and the only Midnight in Paris by the genius house of Van Cleef Arpels. Van Cleef Arpels are a French jewellery company which specialise in, of course, jewellery, watches and perfumes. It was founded back in 1896 by Alfred Van Cleef and his uncle Solomon Arpels. Now the company really inspire a lot of their products on flowers, fairy tale and animals. So they're indeed quite a inspiring company. They make a lot of really beautiful jewellery. In fact, Dame Elizabeth Taylor was one of Van Cleef Arpels' main wearers. And the fragrance, of course, is Midnight in Paris. This fragrance came out in 2010 and it is unfortunately discontinued. Don't ask me why. I think it's a ridiculous decision from the company Van Cleef Arpels, but whatever review you look at on YouTube or anywhere else, a lot of people are giving nothing but good compliments about this fragrance. It's insane. And I absolutely worship this fragrance. In fact, if it hadn't been for Travis from his YouTube channel Zenobia Sense for giving me a EDT sample of the fragrance, I wouldn't have had a single clue of how this fragrance smells. So Travis, thank you very, very much for this, my friend. I really appreciate it. But as you can see, I have actually bought myself a bottle now, and this is a 75ml Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum for this fragrance is actually pretty difficult to come by, but since smelling the sample that I have of the EDT and smelling this, the EDT, there aren't actually a lot of differences, but I will be doing a video in the near future talking about the differences and whatnot. If you guys would like to see that, please let me know in the comments. But so far, to my nose, there isn't a lot of. I mean, there are some differences between the concentrations, but yeah, we will be talking about the Eau de Toilette in this video. Now, this fragrance, Midnight in Paris, is actually made after one of Van Cleef Arpels' most luxurious watches, simply called Midnight in Paris. And if you really want to buy that watch, you're going to be paying a staggering $70,500.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane. I mean, that's not all. I mean, they have some really beautiful stuff on their website. They have watches, necklaces, bracelets. In fact, I'll leave a link to their website if you really want to look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. But anyway, let's talk about Midnight in Paris EDT by Van Cleef Arpels. So, let's talk about the presentation. Here we go. Now, in terms of the presentation, guys, I'm not even going to spend a long time talking about it because, as you can see, this is a work of art in terms of bottle design. Absolutely gorgeous. We get this really beautiful blue on it, as you can see right there. I'll try not to shine anything through it, but if you look at the bottle from here, it's blue up here, and then it fades to like a really nice warm amber color, and it's meant to show you like maybe like a, I don't know, like a sunset or whatever. And even closer on the bottle here, we get stars. And these stars are meant to invoke what you would see in Paris at midnight. Apparently this is the actual correct sky map. So if you ever want to look at the stars at midnight in Paris, just look at this beautiful bottle. Literally. We get nothing on the back apart from the beautiful colour. We get the cap, which has these really nice stripes around it. I really, really do like that. The atomizer comes off like, the top comes off like this. The atomizer for this fragrance is perfect. I'll show you it when I spray it on my skin. Everything on this bottle is really crafted nicely. All of this around here is metal. The cap's metal. The bottom is even metal. But this is probably the main part of the fragrance. We get Midnight in Paris along there. And we get Van Cleef Arpels on there. So just the amount of detail that's been put into this bottle design is just perfect. I mean, I can completely understand why this fragrance goes for a lot of money. I mean, I paid £44 for this 75ml bottle. The bigger bottle, I believe the 125ml, the cheapest I've seen it is for like 65 quid. So a lot of money, but absolutely amazing bottle design. It's just absolutely incredible. Now guys, let's talk about the most important part, the smell. So the noses behind this fragrance are Domitil Bertier and Olivia Poge. So I'm just going to come out and say it. I think the work that these two perfumers have done for this fragrance has been absolutely mesmerizing. I think they've created an amazing fragrance here. that I don't think smells like anything else out there, at least to my nose. I haven't smelled another fragrance like this. And I just think that every bit of work that's been put into this fragrance has been made with the finest quality, the finest oils even, because I think every single note in this fragrance is blended to perfection. And I think that the smell in general just takes you on a bit of a journey, if you like. It's like, if you've never been to Paris like myself, I've never been to Paris, but when I smell this fragrance, I feel like I'm there. I actually feel like I'm roaming the streets. I feel like I'm, you know, standing underneath the Eiffel Tower. I feel like I'm, you know, eating at a beautiful French restaurant. You know, I get all of that, and you cannot get better than that. And it's just an amazing fragrance. So what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to talk about the notes, okay? So the top notes for Midnight in Paris by Van Cleef Arpels. This fragrance opens up with the notes in the top: lemon, bergamot, rosemary, and leather. So what I really like about this fragrance is the fact that it features leather in the top as opposed to the base. So as soon as you smell this fragrance, I'm just going to spray some on here. This is what the spray looks like, guys. Fantastic sprayer, really, really decent sprayer. Is you get this very, very light citrus smell. The lemon note is beautiful. Along with that bergamot, just teaming up with that lemon note just creates an overall just gorgeous light citrus. It's so beautiful. The rosemary is probably creating something, but I can't really detect on what. Overall, the opening for this is citrusy and it's powdery. And the leather in this is so, so dominant. To me, this is like a very rich leather jacket. It's like so rich that it could pass for being $1,000 or £1,000 leather jacket. It smells so rich, so genuine, but just so, so well crafted. It's just beautiful. It's powdery, it's a little bit sweet, but the citrus notes from that bergamot and the lemon, they don't really stick there long. So in terms of the you know, the lemon and the bergamot being a top note, they don't really project like top notes. Not like the leather does anyway. The lemon sort of mellows down after about 5 minutes. So far it's still there, but after about 5 minutes it does mellow down. It's the same with that bergamot. And what we're left with is this leather smell. And the leather note in this fragrance, guys, is so, so gorgeous. It's just to die for. It really is. And once you're left with the leather note, it pretty much goes into the middle notes. So what we get in the middle is we get matcha green tea and black lily of the valley. So after the fragrance has been on your skin for a good hour and a half, you get this very peculiar green tea smell. I used to always drink green tea, and the green tea that I used to drink is so, so similar to the green tea note in this fragrance. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so realistic. All of the notes in this fragrance are so well blended. It's incredible. But in terms of black lily of the valley, I can't say I've exactly smelt a black lily of the valley. I mean, to me, it does smell like a lily, so I guess they're just trying to be fancy. But I mean, I'm sure it's a real thing. I'm not saying it's not. It probably is a real thing, and I feel a bit stupid now for saying that, but but it's just gorgeous. It's really floral, a little bit oriental, and I think that's the tea note making it smell like that. It's just gorgeous. Really, really nice. And in terms of the base notes, guys, in the dry down, we get styrax, tonka bean, benzoin, and incense. So this fragrance on my skin, the Eau de Toilette, lasts for a good solid 7 to 8 hours on my skin. Usually I tend to wear this when it's really cold. I know that we're in the springtime, but it gets really, really cold in the evening. So I really enjoy wearing this when I've got out the bath or I've got out the shower and I'm just sort of sitting around in my pajamas, you know, watching a movie on my TV. And it's really cold outside and it could be raining or whatever. This fragrance does really well for that setting. It just smells very cozy. Has a bit of a romantic side to it. In fact, it has a very strong romantic side to it. But it's just so, so beautiful. And in the dry down, the fragrance couldn't smell any more vanillic, if you like. Even though we don't get vanilla, we do get the note of benzoin, which of course is an extract from vanilla. The benzoin in this fragrance is, again, very, very rich. It's powdery, it's soft, but it is very, very sweet. So if you do like your sweet fragrances, this is a really good choice to go for. Of course, you know, with it being discontinued, if you can get a bottle of it, then it's going to be a fantastic find for you. But yeah, the dry down is just really, really beautiful. Incense, I don't really get an incense vibe with this fragrance. It kind of does smell a little bit like a very sweet kind of musk, that sort of smell. I guess that's what I would sort of say about that. But in terms of an incense smell, I don't really get it. So in terms of the whole fragrance as a whole, opens up very light and citrusy, with a lot of powderiness coming through with that citrus. Then after a good hour and a half, we get just that really nice green tea note. To be honest, the green tea does linger when you first spray it. Yeah, it does linger, but it's just not as strong. So the green tea note is really, really nice in this fragrance. And in terms of the lily does really create a nice structure in the fragrance. It sort of takes away the citrus, it takes away that green tea smell, and it gets you involved with more of the florals. Because I don't get a lot of the rosemary, if I'm honest with you. The rosemary could be doing a little bit more. Because I know rosemary, with it being a herb, it doesn't really create a herbal note in terms of what it should be doing. But beautiful, beautiful creation. And the dry down is just perfect. Really sweet, but very powdery and just gorgeous. It's so, so beautiful, guys. I think definitely my favorite note in this whole fragrance is the leather. The leather note is just outstanding. Just a really, really beautiful, well-constructed leather-based fragrance. Guys, you cannot get more romantic than this. You cannot get more, I suppose, sexy than this. It's a fragrance filled with mystery, romance, and it's just full of tranquility, guys. It's so, so beautiful. It's just a really relaxing scent, which I hold very close to my heart, and I'm so, so glad to get my hands on an actual bottle of this, because that bottle design, guys, come on, this is just, it's probably my favorite bottle design I've ever seen in a fragrance. So yeah, beautiful fragrance, guys, and I just want to say a big, big thank you to each and every one of you beautiful people out there. Thank you so, so much for showing me a huge amount of support on my channel. It really, really does mean a lot. I actually feel like I'm climbing now compared to what I was like last year. I mean, you know, I've realized that people are subscribing to my channel every single day, and I just want you to know that it really, really means a lot. So guys, just thank you so, so much for all the support. You guys are not only subscribers, but you're best friends to me. So just thank you so much for the support. It really means a lot. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next review. Bye bye for now, and have a wonderful night.